Alright, today we're going to go over the little boost controller thing that I make. Now, this is not my design, this is not my idea, this is something I found over the years and it's worked very well, so I've continued to make them and use them. So I know I've had a few people ask about them and whatnot, so I figured I'd just go through and show how they're made. Again, I did not make this or come up with this or anything, but how it works is you take your reference from your intake manifold, put it in here, and then the output goes to the bottom of your wastegate port. So what's going to happen is as you tighten the screw, it pushes down a spring, and then there's a spring in there, and then there's a check ball, okay, just a little 1/4 inch check ball, okay. So as you tighten this down, it makes the signal from the manifold restricted to get to the bottom of the wastegate, which reduces the signal and allows it to make more boost, unless you're having a lot of back pressure issues and then the exhaust is open in the wastegate. So what we do is we take the ball, put it in there, and then we take the spring, put it in there. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure the top of that spring is at the very bottom of the little ring part where the thread starts. So you want it about right there where my thumb is. You want the spring measure so where it comes to there. What I do is I stick the screwdriver in there with the ball in, mark the top, and then measure down to the bottom, and then so that distance and that distance is the spring height. So what you do with the spring is you get these springs, and I clamp this end into the vise, and then you pull the spring to relieve it until all the spacing is pretty much symmetric. And then once you've stretched the spring, then you'll put it over a screwdriver, and then you'll recompress it to relax the spring. So that's how you do the spring. That's how you measure the height of it. The other thing you need to do is on the bottom nipple here, where the ball sits, what you want to do is you want to take a screwdriver and put it in there, and then you want to twist the screwdriver and put the ball inside of here, and you want the ball to seat as best you can in the bottom of this nipple. So what I do is I put the ball in there, and then I'll suck on it and try to get it to where it's as minimal passing through as you can. That's really kind of important to the functionality of it. So that's how it is. This is these are the bodies I like, these T-fittings. Here lately, these were the only T-fittings I was able to find, and these are 1/4 inch pipe threads, and I found these at Tractor Supply in the air compressor tool section or whatever. So this is the style that I like, because if you see, the body is a little bit taller, so you can have a little more spring in it. So the top piece, you just buy a 1/4 inch pipe and then whatever end on it, and then you cut the top part of it off, and then where'd the one go? Oh, there it is. So then you have this. So what you do is you cut the top off, and then you tap it for let's see, this is 5/16 by 18 by 1.5 inch is the length of it. So 5/16 by 18 by 1.5 length. So you'll tap that, and then you'll screw this in. You'll put this in up here, tighten it up, and so then, you know, once you get it on there and tighten it down, then what you want to do is you want to tighten the bolt down until you want to shake it, and keep tightening in small increments until you can't hear the ball shaking in there anymore, and then blow through the end to try to get it set to 0. So once it's set to 0 and you hook it up, about 1 1/4 turn yields about 4 pounds of boost. So and it holds steady, and they work really well. Like I say, my dyno guy was really impressed with them, and so I've been buying the pieces whenever I can find them and making some. I'm actually giving these to him, so I might use one of them. But anyway, that's how you make them. They work really well. Very simple. Now the fittings and stuff. I mean, this tee's probably $8 to $10 for that. You know, and then these are $2 to $3, and then, you know, I mean, you probably have $30 in one of these by the time you get one built. But like I say, they're very reliable. They do well, and you know, they really proved well on the dyno. Like I say, he was very impressed by how well they held the boost and everything. So, but anyway, that's that.